Hello and welcome to my video review of Aladdin 2019, not the old one that we all know and love, the animated one. This is the umpteenth one of Disney's live-action remakes of the animated classics. And how does it hold up? It might be the worst one so far. I mean, sure, it's not absolute garbage. Your kids still could get entertainment out of it. Your young kids can get entertainment out of it. Teens and adults could, depending on how involved you are into the Disney bit of yourself. You might like it a little bit more because you have a lot of Disney nostalgia, which I do too, but I can also see past and just see a money grab when I see one. Because I really did enjoy Beauty and the Beast, past, auto-tuned Hermione and stuff like that. Not that I can have a great singing voice either, but I'll talk about that one someday. But Aladdin itself, it just feels exactly cut and paste. Yes, there's 30 more minutes to play with in this version in comparison to the animated one, but not a whole lot of it is used well. For instance, some of the best cast you got, the three main leads and a couple other people, like ignoring those people, some of the best cast you got are voiceovers, and they're not utilized well. Alan Tudyk, love him. I didn't even know he was a Iago. I couldn't even tell it was him. And obviously, that's a great thing for a voice actor, but if you know a voice actor, you can still hear them. You can still hear John DiMaggio in all of his roles. Yes, they are clear as day and night difference between all of them. Bender doesn't sound like Dom, and Dom doesn't sound like his character on Disenchanted, but you can still hear him. I couldn't hear Alan Tudyk in Iago. It's also why I wore this, I think it's a parrot shirt, I'm not sure what the hell they are, shirt for this. And then the guy who did the Cave of Wonders, Frank Welker, that dude's freaking Megatron. Didn't know that. That was a waste. I mean, sure, he actually sounds really dope as the Cave of Wonders, and that'd be kind of weird if they put into the backstory of the Cave of Wonders. I'm just saying that there's a lot of great talent in this film, and I'm not even talking about the three main leads yet. Will Smith, he actually does good. I know it's a rough subject, and it's been oodles of comparisons between him and Robin Williams. As much as I'm going to compare this Aladdin to the old one, in conversations here, in conversations on the internet, and conversations in person, I don't like comparing Will Smith to Robin Williams. They're two different genies, and I don't think Robin would want me to tear apart Will Smith's version of him just for the sake of entertainment, just for the sake of being a critic. I feel like Robin would just enjoy the show, enjoy watching someone else bring laughter to the kids, because that's what Mr. Williams really loved to do, is it not? To bring happiness, and that's what Will Smith was trying to do, so I don't want to get into that one too much. I think he did well. The two other main leads, Mena, Masoud, I'm sorry, that's bad, and Naomi Scott, both did amicable, and I really did like Naomi Scott's scene, but it's what they were given might be more the problem than their own talent level. I haven't seen Mena in a lot of stuff. Actually, maybe not anything on the top of my head. Naomi, I've seen in a couple things. But, man, there was a couple scenes where you're just like, there is no life here. There is nothing. And a couple other scenes where, alright, I get a hint of, like, the animated Aladdin, animated Jasmine. And it's good getting there, but it's still a rough path there. And it just doesn't mush all together as well. I think there's a lot of cheese here, and of course all Disney movies are going to have some cheese, but this has like all the cheese. This is like fine French dessert cheese, cuisine cheesy. And it's hard to explain how it's different than like Beauty and the Beast. But Beauty and the Beast was stellar. I was intrigued the entire time, and I thoroughly enjoyed the entire cast and crew, and it utilized all of its talented people, maybe not in the singing departments, but at least in the acting departments, which is where the real meat is, at least for me in these movies. Because animated, I'm going to care more about the music because, I can still enjoy animation, but I'm not going to see as many emotions, obviously, in an animated film in comparison to a live action film. So when I see the live action film, I'm going to be a little bit more intrigued by emotions and how people represent them. And I think that was really well done in Beauty and the Beast, but here in Aladdin, not so much. I'm not sure if it was Guy Ritchie who directed this film, or just the writing chops, which was also him and another guy, but blase. And I just don't know if Guy Ritchie was the guy to do the film. Of all the people that I knew of Guy Ritchie and knew of him, were like, oh crap, Guy Ritchie's doing this. It wasn't like, oh snap, Guy Ritchie's doing this. You know, some directors have that positivity and some have that negativity or that hesitation, like, ooh, they're gonna mess up something I love, something I like, or that it's not gonna give me a good product. Kind of felt that with Guy Ritchie, because there's a lot of weird scenes where it's normal for his films when if someone's going in normal motion but everyone else is going in slow motion around them, it's weird, but life is still happening in the same amount of time, and it's confusing, especially maybe for a kid too. A couple of music choices came at wrong times. Like there's a song that tries to be Let It Go, but for the Aladdin version, but it comes at a weird time, and there's weird visualization akin to literally Thanos snap in the movie, and you're just like, what the heck, dude? Where is this coming from? Left field? I don't know. All in all, there's still good scenes and there's still good moments, especially when Genie or Will Smith is in more of a human form and less of the genie form. I really do think he did hit notes correctly. Aladdin and Jasmine did have their moments. Jafar just unimpressed, even with his backstory addition in the 30 minutes of extra film time. I don't know. And it makes me feel weird to say this, but it might have worked better if he was a really creepy old guy, like in the old movie, like the classic movie. Because Jafar was old and trying to hit on Jasmine, and that amped up the creepiness, amped up the, kind of feeling. Where this is just a young dude trying to get the pants of a lady and be sultan and powerful, or it's less as creepy. And that maybe the old guy, if they had an old guy, they could have used 30 extra minutes to been like, oh man, Jafar's been like under him for decades. When if they said that in the film, I don't think they did, but if they did, this dude's maybe 27 in the film, maybe 35. I don't know how old the actor is. Let's look that up. Okay, born in 83, but he looks young as fudge. 83, 36-ish, right? Give or take. If I did my math right, that's not old. Jafar should be old as fudge, like he looked like in the film. And maybe I'm off, and maybe Jafar was only like 45 or 50 in the film, but still, when you comparison to Jasmine's age, which I think in Disney canon she was between 16 and 18, that makes it a lot more creepy, a lot more that skin crawliness that Jafar has or should have. I don't know. Oh no, I think 5 out of 10. It's unimpressive, but impressive at times, and just it's a meh. It's meh. If you're a really big Disney fan or big Aladdin fan or big fan of the big 3 actors and actresses on the film, go see it. You'll enjoy it. If anything, Redbox it. If you're not one of those and someone wants to go see it and they're dragging you along, bring a beer. It's a long road, bro. Or sis, whatever you want to go with. But that's it for me. Let me know what you think of Aladdin down in the comments down below. And if you like the video, give it a like. If you really like the video, give it a subscribe. And if you really, really, really liked it, tell your friends about the channel. That's the biggest way and easiest way to make it grow. And that's it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.